There we go. Sorry, y'all. My dogs decided, hey, we're hungry right now. So I had to feed them really fast. I will shut this for a second. Yo, yo, yo. Ooh, that is loud. Hold up. I'm doing like a new music playlist and it's upbeat. It can be loud. Hope everyone's having a good day. We're just going to hang out and talk about these assassin spoilers. Have a couple notes here so I remember to talk about it. But we got some really good cards. Assassin, I think, is going to be in a really good spot. It's going to be interesting to see because a lot of these cards, when we'll talk about it, they can be played in new. They can be played in Uziri. So, like, it's going to be very interesting how this works. Very interesting. But I'm excited about it. Already am looking to... I'm actually getting some boxes of the set. The art's too good not to support the set, but I'm going to just buy singles straight up through MinMax and just get everything I need right off the bat so I ain't got to worry about it. But I hope everyone's having a great week, great day. Everyone's staying safe. It is cold as crap in Virginia. It's actually stupid how cold it is. I took my dogs out this morning and literally my hands and face were hurting. It's only 27, but it feels like it's 17. Which isn't too bad. I know next Monday we have a low of 9, which some people in the upper northeast, like, that's nothing, right? But for Virginia, that's pretty cold. Assassin Man talks assassin cards. Yeah, Scrib. There's not that many people in the stream, and I'm going to make a video about this, but, like, I started a new career, and so, like, my mental capacity to make videos is less right now because I'm really just focusing on the job and trying to do it well. So it's taking a lot of my time, but I think I'm going to try to do streams because, like, I have this schedule where, like, I work 5 days and then I'm off 4 days and, like, goes back and forth. So I may either try to stream like 2 or 3 times a week along with a video or two, or I try to load my videos on my off days, and then that way they can play throughout the week, which I think is what I'm going to end up doing. Because I'm going to make a video on the Assassin spoilers, too. I just wanted to talk and stream and have some fun with it. We'll open this up. I have all the Assassin cards pulled up here. Let me also, really quick, pull up... Whoa. My mouse went away for a second. Let's pull up... I need to pull up my notes, but I also want to pull up... It's easier to track chat on YouTube when I have a split screen. So I'm going to do that. Also, who's waking up to watch the spoiler reveal? It's at 4:30 in the morning my time. I'm still going to wake up. It's probably a really bad decision, but we're going to do it. We're going to have some fun with it. Okay. What else was I going to do? There's something else I was going to do. Oh my goodness, I totally forgot off the top of my head now. Was it? Oh, it was my notes. I took some notes that Joshua Scott was mentioning. Let's put them over here, just so I remember to talk about it when the cards come up. So we already talked about all the agents. As more cards have been revealed, the only thing I'll say about the agents, we won't go through all of them, is that Trapdoor is becoming less and less fun, which sucks because I love the art. Like, if I buy a Marvel... I'm buying all the Marvels, but I'm probably going to have to buy like 1 or 2 at a time just for price. This is the first Marvel I'm buying just because the artwork is freaking sick. It's either this one or Redback. Those are my two favorite from the way the Marvels look. So, but yeah, Trapdoor is just becoming less and less good. Hopefully we get like the Trap I on my spoiler. I haven't got to talk about much. It's really cool card, like really good for Jeremiah, really good for anybody that's pinging you for a bunch of little things. I think that card's made for something coming in the future. Maybe we're getting a Jeremiah, who knows, in the Armory deck or something. That'd be pretty sick. Finally make use of all that dust everyone's been collecting. But it's definitely a future-proof card. So until that, like being able to search for a trap, like this list means absolutely nothing, but I have a one-of trap just for funsies. because I just want to make use of trapdoor if it comes. Redback is a spicy pick for favorite art. You're a big fan of knife umbrellas? Yeah, exactly. Hey, you think I'm crazy? Reagan's favorite card that she literally wants to get a tattoo of, I'm not like joking here, is Tarantula. That's her favorite, which scares me a little bit now. Like, I'm a little scared being around Reagan for a couple weeks. No, I'm just kidding. But it's just really funny. She loves gnarly stuff like that. That's her favorite. But yeah, trapdoor is becoming less and less useful, but it is what it is. Okay. So, first one's Mark of the Huntsman. There's obviously been a rumor going around of another dagger. I'm just going to say straight up, I'm not going to talk about it here because it's not confirmed. We have to play off as if we have Mark of the Huntsman. Now, before that dagger rumor started going around, I thought we were getting another dagger anyway because Mark of the Huntsman, frankly, is just really not good for what Arachne's trying to do. Like, you want to be able to threaten Mark every turn with this character, and if you can't, the character's kind of bad. So I don't think when I first saw this card, I was like, okay, if this is actually the main dagger, then there's got to be a way to bring daggers back consistently. If there's not, then like this dagger is just really bad, right? So if that other dagger comes in, that will definitely change things and make the hero a lot more consistent. But regardless, in the case of Mark the Huntsman, you can flick knives it for anyone that's not aware. I think most people are aware at this point, but you can flick knives it, and it works out for that. You're able to, and marking is kind of retroactive because, like, in a way of Marionette says your attacks with stealth that are attacking a marked hero get +1 that are attacking, not when they attack. So if the hero is not marked and you attack with anything, right, freaking Kiss of Death, and they're not marked and you want to be marked, you can flick knives your Mark of the Huntsman, and then mark them, and all of a sudden it gets +1, and on hit go again. So that is useful. But yeah, I think these are going to be more draft based, but we'll talk about that other dagger when it actually, if it does or does not get confirmed. So there's that one. Mask of Deceit. This card, I'm getting this card in cold full, and I am so freaking stoked. This is such a sick card. 3 Floating did an amazing job on their spoiler video with this. I was super excited about it. But a couple notes to this. So Arachne specialization. You have to be Arachne to play this mask. When this defends, become a random agent of chaos if the attacking hero is marked. Instead, choose the agent of chaos. So one, Arachne Huntsman can play this. Arachne Solitary Confinement can play this. Arachne, the new one, Slip Through the Cracks can play this. So Joshua Scott confirmed in the Purple Discord that is why they did not make the demis be a part of the card pool. Or one of the reasons is because they wanted people to be able to play them in other decks. Because since they're not part of your card pool, you're not restricted to letting them be on the field because they're chaos, and even if you're not chaos. But Slippy can play this, Huntsman can play this, and you actually can become a agent of chaos, which is really cool. Huntsman doesn't make as much sense, right? Because they're contract focused anyway, so it might not be as useful, but it's still cool that you can do it. Another cool thing with this is you can respond to the block trigger with an instant. So you have, where are you? Reaper's Call, which comes in red, yellow, blue. Can we switch it to blue? Because the blue is going to be the best one. So it's instant. Discard this, mark opposing hero. So on defense, if you wanted to, you don't have to, but you could. You could block with this, and then respond to the block trigger. So you respond to this Deceit trigger with instant speed, discarding Reaper's Call in order to mark yourself if you're not marked, or mark your opponent if they're not marked. And then that way you can choose the Agent of Chaos on their turn, which is really good, right? So you can do that. What was the other one? I have notes over here so I don't forget things. But yeah, that was the main thing. But this is really good. This allows you to really have a power turn. What's weird about this, not in a bad way, it's just how it is like if you went... this can be used in 2 ways. One, like let's say your opponent's marked on your turn when you're attacking, and and you're not an Agent of Chaos, and you finish a turn, you haven't hit them yet, so you turn into trapdoor, right? This allows you to say, okay, on my next turn, I don't want to be trapdoor. Or it kind of lets you get two effects, right? You could go into trapdoor, but like by random, discard your or banish your trap, use it, whatever. And then on defense, so they're still marked. So you block with this, and then you're like, okay, I don't want to be trapdoor. I have a really good hand next turn. I want to go to Black Widow. So like so it's basically a way to get to the agent that you want to get to if you didn't get the preferred one after marking them and not hitting them. So it's really good for that. It's also just really good if you completed your mark and you didn't transform into an agent of chaos, but you really want to have a good turn again next turn. You could block with Mask of Deceit and do that, right? So it's really cool. Really thematic, and I'm glad that they put this in. And it blocks too. It's Blade Drake block too. So, I mean, it goes away, but that block too is really useful. Because honestly, my headpiece before putting Mask of Deceit in was probably going to be Crown of Providence, just because Perdition doesn't do as much for you in this deck. It can, but if you set up right, maybe. But you're not really going to get a ton of silver because you're probably only playing Leave No Witnesses, maybe, and Surgical Extraction as contract cards, so you're not going to make a whole lot of silver. Yeah, cards, amazing, auto-include, love it, and I'm glad the other Arachnes can play it, so it's really sick. Let's see what the next one I want to talk about was. Well, let's go in order, I guess. Kiss of Death. This card, oh my gosh. So Joshua Scott was talking yesterday before Max Ferocity did her spoil village. She did a great job. And he was answering a bunch of questions. And then he literally said, I'm just going to go for right now until Max reveals her card. Because once she does, I'm going to have to come back and talk about a lot about it. Which, hats off to Joshua Scott. Do you think Course of Tendency and New Arachne? I don't think it's going to be worth it, Scrib. I think the only reason you would run it is to either A, you have some type of hybrid contract list, but that really goes against what Marionette's trying to do, or you're really just wanting to have more unconditional reactions for Bonds of Agony. I could see that, because like Bonds of Agony, right, it's going to be a little bit harder, not harder, in OG Arachne when you run Agony, like, you need to have like Perdition up and Black Text up most of the time, unless you get lucky and have a Nick or something like that, because if they just don't block it, then you can't use Shred. Anyway, so it's going to be a lot harder to do that, because I think in a normal Marionette list, from what I'm seeing, you might have Black Text and Flick Knives, but that's it. So you got to have that third reaction. So Coercive could be used for that, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be worth it, personally. But Kiss of Death is insane. So I have a couple notes here for Kiss of Death. One, and the most obvious one, is it's an assassin action dagger attack. So it can be Flick Knives. Now, it can't be on the active chain link, chain link, but it can be flicked like it's a dagger, basically. Since it says dagger attack, you can flick it. It is a stealth. When it hits a hero, they lose a life. So if you Flick Knives this, you give it go again somehow, and you're attacking with something else, then you flick it. Let's say you play it, they didn't let it hit. You give it go again somehow, which is gonna be a little bit weird, but you could do it. So hold on a second. Let me read something before I tell you all this. Yeah, you got to find a way to give it consistent go again, which is the hard part. But if you flick it, they will lose a life from the flick, and then lose a life also from its effect. When it hits 0, they lose 1 life. So it's basically a 0 for 4. The other thing about this is it works with toxicity. So this is the funny interaction that everyone's talking about. I'm going to open up a completely different tab so I don't lose what I'm talking about. Toxicity comes in a color cycle. The next assassin or ranger attack action card you play this turn gains, when this hits a hero, they lose 5 life. At blue, it says when they hit a hero, they lose 3. Yellow is 4. So in theory, you could play like blue, let's just say blue toxicity, and then you could play Kiss of Death. Let's say they block it. You could snap it. You could use Snapdragon Script, that's true. Which Solitary Confinement uses, so that makes complete sense. I like Black Text, but I get that completely. They block Kiss of Death. You play something else. Well, if you flick Kiss of Death, It's an assassin attack action card. Yes, it's a dagger attack, but it's also an attack action card. So it's going to trigger toxicity. So they would lose 3 life from Toxicity's trigger, they lose 1 life from the dagger attack, and they lose 1 life from Kiss of Death's trigger. So they lose 5 life off of a blue Toxicity in the Kiss of Death flick, which is hilarious. Yeah, and on a red Toxicity, like Scrib said, it's 8 life, which is nutty. Now, it's situational, it has to line up right. A lot of things have to go right, but just the fact that you can do it is hilarious. It is great for the Go Again Arachne. I agree, Hugo. This card is going to be very good in Slip Through the Cracks. This card also is pretty good in New, to be completely honest. New's going to be able to run this, and Uziri's going to be able to run this. So all of these heroes are going to, all the assassin heroes that benefit from stealth really want this card. And then Joshua Scott put a couple like rules things loot. My Warrior's Assassin is going to be much more frustrating to play against, turning new players away. It could loot. I can see that. I understand your concern. I will say, though, that this is just my opinion. This has zero to do with the fact that I like Assassin. A frustrating Assassin opponent is 10 times less frustrating than Oldheim or Prism or anything like that. Because in my opinion, like those heroes create game states where you literally can't win. Whereas these heroes just create like game states where it's really frustrating. You feel like you can't do. I don't know. I don't explain it. To me, it's less frustrating, but I understand what you're saying. But yeah, effects that. So according to Joshua Scott, and I'm reading this because I wrote it down. Effects that apply target to attack action cards and or daggers can apply to Kiss of Death. So an example is Tarantula. Is it Tarantula Toxin? Yeah, Tarantula Toxin. So target dagger attack gets +3. Target card defending an attack with stealth gets -3 this turn. And you can choose one or both. So you could, since it has stealth and it's a dagger attack, you could give Kiss of Death +3 and shred it if they block it with the same card. So it's able to affect that. Another one that is useful for Kiss of Death is this one. If you wanted to, you can choose either one depending on what you think you're going to do, but you probably always want to choose the second one, but you can. Target dagger attack gets +3. Target attack action card with stealth gets +3, and when it hits a hero, mark them. So you could do both those on that. What it doesn't do is it says effects that apply to target to weapons or one-handed, like, do not. So if it says target one-handed or target weapon gets +3, that doesn't count, right? Because it's not a weapon, it's a dagger attack, right? So you got to keep that in mind. Most people probably wouldn't make that mistake, but you have to keep that in mind. Assassin in general feels memorable to play against. Hey, I get it, Lex. I totally understand. I was playing Arachne last night at my armory. I won my first 2 games, and then I played against New round 3, and it was just awful. So I get it. I could see that loot. Yeah, Prism does have a clear weakness. Assassin does too, though. Assassin doesn't have action point economy, which can be... It's not a clear weakness, but it is a weakness. Marionette can fix that, maybe, instead of Slip Through the Cracks. So we'll have to see. You could be right. This game has gone through ebbs and flows where but nearly every class has had a time to like be the bully. So yeah, new can be rough. Joshua Scott pointed out one play line that he enjoyed, which I thought was funny. You transform into Black Widow. It says once per turn attack reaction, discard an assassin card. Target assassin attack gets +3. If it has stealth, it gets, when it hits a hero, they banish a card from their hand. So he said you can transform into Black Widow, and then you play Toxicity, like we talked about. So let's just say for funsies, you play Red Toxicity. Then you play Kiss of Death. Let's just say that it doesn't even hit, and you snap it with Snapdragon Scalers. And then you play Bite, which is really funny. Bite is stealth. When this attacks a hero, you may have target dagger you control deal 1 damage to them. If damage is dealt this way, the dagger has hit. Destroy the dagger. So you're able to play Bite and then deal 1 damage through Kiss of Death. It'll then say it's hit and it'll destroy it, but you'll get 5 damage trigger from Toxicity. You'll get 2 damage from Kiss of Death. It doesn't matter if Bite hits, but then you also get the trigger from Black Widow. So you're getting, what, 7, and then plus an additional discard a card. Like, it's actually hilarious. So that play line's really funny. Joshua Scott pointed that out. Yeah, I can see it definitely loot. It'll be interesting to see how much of a bully these heroes are, so I totally understand it. But yeah, Kiss of Death, insane card. Like, actually insane card. Super excited to play it. It comes in full art too, which is sick. So definitely going to be playing that. This one's the weird one. Under the Trap Door, they really want assassins to use traps. Stealth, instant, it's a stealth for 1 power, no on hits. But at instant speed, you can discard it, banish target trap from your graveyard. If you do, you may play it this turn. If it would be put into the graveyard this turn, instead banish it. So what's weird about this card is one, it's a majestic, which it's like, what other majestic traps are we getting? Because like I said earlier in the stream, there weren't as many people in here. My spoiler card obviously is not made for right now, right? Like, it's future proofing for something else. Like if we get our Dromai, or we get something that has like Ashwing type effects, then my spoiler card will actually be really relevant because it'll have some tech piece. But right now, it's definitely not that good of a card. Like, let's be real, in the current meta. So, but it seems like they're trying to future proof, because right now, like, why would I discard a blue block 3 to go get a frailty trap or to go get an inertia trap? Like, it just doesn't make sense. I'll just block with the blue block 3, right? So that I don't get, especially at Majestic. But if you start having metas where anaphylactic shock is, you know, a must-have because of just the way the meta is going, this could be really good, because then you basically have 6 anaphylactic shocks in your deck, because you play one, you discard this, go get it again, play the second, discard this, go get it again. So you could do that. So hopefully we get some other cool traps. I want to see at least 1 or 2 more like tech traps like this. This is an instant trap, which is pretty nuts. Assassin is so pushed this set. Brian truly showing his bias. I don't know. Well, I mean, Brian does love Assassin. I give Brian the benefit of the doubt. Brian wants to see a good game more than just Assassin being ridiculous. But I understand. I don't know. Syndra looks pretty cracked to me, but maybe I'm just crazy. The full art is cold full as well. Oh, that's sick. It's a blue block 3 defense reaction. Yeah, basically. The upside of the trap effect. Yeah, I can see. If you look at it from that way, Taylor, it makes sense. Gym Pack shows the new Majestic Dagger. Oh, does it? Does it, Manny? If it does, then I'll talk about it. I didn't want to talk about anything. Hold on a second. I didn't want to talk about anything that wasn't confirmed. Does it? Where does it show it, Manny? Can you raise your reflex Kiss of Death? I wouldn't see why not. Camillo, it's a 1 power attack, you know? Oh, I see what you're saying, Camillo. Yeah, I think you should be able to. Let's read Razor Reflex really fast. I should know exactly how Razor Reflex as a ninja reads, but target sword or dagger weapon. No, because it's a weapon attack. See how it says weapon? This is exactly what Joshua Scott was saying, because Joshua Scott says effects that apply target to weapons or one hand do not apply to Kiss of Death. So since this says weapon, it won't work for it. If it said target sword or dagger attack gets whatever, then it would, but it doesn't. Yeah, Gym Pack doesn't. You discard to play a trap because you can trigger the trap. You also use it as a defense strategy you need, right? Yeah, for sure. For sure, Hugo. Yeah, you can't flick it to gain action points, that's for sure. Yeah, it doesn't show it, Manny, so I'm not going to talk about it. But that dagger does look good, and I do... The one thing I will say is I think the dagger is legit, but we'll have to see. And I have no inside information on that. I just think it's legit. We'll see. But yeah, Under the Trapdoor is really cool. I hope we get one more good trap. My card is really sick. I love the thematics of this card, but it's just not quite main boardable enough. So until we get that, like, you know. This card, oh, this card's so good. This card's so stupid. Y'all, it's as, first off, costs 0, which blows my mind. The fact that Gorgon's Gaze costs something and this card does not is actually stupid. Like Gorgon's Gaze costs 2, right? Now, yes, you can do this effect to like make it free, but regardless, this says target attack action card with stealth gets +2, just straight up. If you are attacking a marked hero, instead it gets +3, and you banish an attack action card with stealth from your graveyard. If you do, the target becomes copy of the banished card. So you could attack with a freaking not Ravenous, I had to have stealth. I'm stupid. You could attack with like a blue infect. I don't know why I said that. I was trying to think of something like really stupid. A blue infect, and all of a sudden it becomes a Bonds of Agony because it's a copy of the card, and it counts as a reaction on the agony, right? So it's just like this card's so insane. Or it becomes a Persuasive Prognosis, or it becomes Mark of the Black Widow. Like, it's just so good. Do you think Assassin will want to play Called by the Grave for this? Maybe. I mean, you could do it for fun, Thomas. I think Call to the Grave is really interesting. It's a card that is set up, I think, for a future Necromancer. Yeah, it's a card that's made for a future Necromancer, but you could. I just don't think a 2-block blue that's not an assassin attack, because Marionette cares so much about assassin cards, because all your +3 effects, you have to discard an assassin card. Right. Discard an assassin card. Discard an assassin card. So, like, having non-assassin cards in your deck is going to be you're going to have to be really careful. So that's the only reason I probably wouldn't, but you could. It'd be fun. Especially in a meta where you want to get those traps engraved. But what you want to do to get value from this card is use the trap and then use this to go get that trap basically again and use it again, right? So each trap would be able to be used twice, theoretically, if you lined it up perfectly. So you don't want to put it directly engraved for that. Yeah, Dre, hopefully it's them. If it is, that'd be sick. But yeah, if it's them, someone ping me. Let me know. But yeah, Take Up the Mantle is sick. All of your stealth cards can become a Bonds of Agony if you have one engraved, or a Persuasive Prognosis, or a Mark of the Black Widow, which is just... And it's a yellow 0 cost block 3. Unreal. Then you have two sides of... Or not two sides of the blade. Gosh, I was reading my opponent stuff. I'll talk about two sides of the blade here in a second. Okay. So Tarantula Toxin, this one's really cool because of its it's just a good card in general, right? Being able to give a dagger +3 for 0, or basically have a red shred for the most part, is really nice. It's really, really good with Kiss of Death, because since this Kiss of Death is a dagger attack, Tarantula Toxin can use both effects on it. So you can give Kiss of Death +3 and shred if someone's blocking it, which is pretty nuts. I don't like this one. This is annoying. Let's go to the next one. Actually, give me 1 second. I want to go to my original playlist. I was trying a new playlist, but this one's just a little bit too crazy for me. I mean, I don't care. It's not that bad. Let's try this one. This one's random. I was thinking the Sim Prognosis. Oh, I see what you're saying, Thomas. That makes more sense. Yeah, you could. You could. I still think it'd be a little bit weird since it's a non-assassin attack. It's a little bit dicey, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though. But yeah, Kiss of Death can be used with both modes on this. Syndra is really cool, Lex. I'm not as interested in Draconic Ninja. Because I just don't like straight damage or ninjas. I like more finesse style like Katsu. And we'll see how she ends up playing, but it's just not as appealing to me. But I understand why people like her. Yeah, Tarantula Toxin, good card. It's going to be automatic include. Then we have my spoiler card. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. My spoiler card in its current state is not very good. Just because it is a tech card, right? It's not meant to be this insane card all the time. Each opposing in hero, an ally that has dealt damage to you this turn loses 1. So obviously the most useful inclusion of this is against a hero like Dromai. They attack with you with 5 Ash Wings. You know, you could theoretically take all 5 damage and then play Anaphylactic Shock, and all those Ash Wings would die. As well as the hero that's dealing the damage to you if they dealt damage to you. So it is really good a way to clear Ash Wings, and I think we might see. I have 0 inside information on this. This is just my opinion. We will see Dromai here soon, or a Dromai like hero. Because in my opinion, this is just the way I think about it. There's no reason to put this card in the set if they don't, unless they're really keeping the thematics of Dromai with Uprising and stuff, because this card would just be an expansion slot card. Like, this would be a great expansion slot tech card. So putting this in the set's very interesting to me. It's also a really cool UPF card. But yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit interesting. I do like it, though, if we ever get into another meta where we need to deal with some board state heroes. This is very, very good, right? So overall, not too bad. But right now, it's going to stay in the maybe slot until we see something else. This card's really cool. Bite originally didn't really excite me very much, but as we've seen more and more Majestics come out, the card has been better and better, because being able to flick a dagger to mark a hero, whether we use the new dagger or the leak dagger, is really nice, which would give this +1 on hit go again. When you're in Marionette, and then when you're not, it could give other things. So it's just a cool way to like guarantee that mark without actually using flick knives. It's like almost like a better hurl, so to speak. I have not completed a scavenger hunt, Chris. I don't do that. I love that he or she does that they do that. But I haven't done it yet. Where is it even? Probably in spoilers, right? Oh, it's here. How far is it to Candlehold? Oh, so you have to do it this way? Here? What does this do? Show hints. See, I'm so bad at this kind of stuff. I know how this works. I'm not going to sit here and bore y'all me trying to figure that stuff out. That's really cool that they do that. Thanks, man. Hey, thanks, Dylan. I appreciate it, man. It was pretty simple, but with my current job, that's all my brain could do. I know the whole set isn't spoiled yet, but do you have a deck list in the works for Agni? I do. It means absolutely nothing, Edward, and I really honestly haven't even updated it with the new cards that came out. I'm just throwing stuff at a wall right now. Let's see. Because, like, Bite might actually be a really cool card to have in your blue slot. Like, Bite's a maybe. I can get rid of all these contract cards. We're never going to use these. Eradicate's not going to be there. Coercive Tendency, sadly, is not going to be in the list. All these are my maybes. We're at like 89 cards right now. Lol. Shred's probably actually not even going to be in the list. This round's on me as a maybe. Oh, yeah, 83. E-Strike might still be in the list, to be honest. I don't know if Exposed will be worth it at the end of the day, but right now I have it in there. Same thing with Orb Weaver. It's a very interesting card. There's so much we could do with this set, you know. It's so hard to decide. Like, we'll probably get rid of those. The spikes will probably go away. It's something like this right now, but this is like the most grain of salt thing ever, Edward. Yeah, Edward, I agree. I think leave no witnesses and surgical are still, like, surgical definitely is still on the list. Like, you never take surgical out. Leave, you could see being not on the list, and even CNC. CNC is the weirdest one because even solitary confinement has been like this where we've only had like one or two in the list, but I think you're going to want to use your daggers. So it's going to be interesting to see if even CNC ends up making the list. Because right now on this list, I have too many reactions, I'm pretty sure. Because I only have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Wait, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. If you want to count codexes, 21, 24, 27, 30. I don't count Reaper's Call, but you can. 33, 36 attacks in the deck. I want to be at like 40, over 40. Because you want to be able to attack twice in a turn on your transform turns. So, we'll see. Hope we get a contract assassin at some point, but it feels like a trying. Yeah, Edward, Brian Godley pretty much confirmed to me in our interview way back when that it's a thing of the past. Contract is not in their plans. But yeah. Where were we? Bite. We just went over Bite. So, Orb Weaver Spinneret is really cool. I have 3 on my list right now. Equip a Graphene, and hold it. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna remind myself. Everyone's gonna hear this too. Okay, y'all don't have a choice. Give me a second. I'm gonna turn this up. Here's how you pronounce this freaking second word. We're gonna hear it a couple times.
Calicera.
Calicera. We're gonna say this together like 5 times because God knows I can't say it. Calicera. One more time.
Calicera.
Calicera. For the love of God, I can't say that word anyway. Back to your regular scheduled programming. So equip a Graphene Calicera token. I always want to say Chelicera, and don't ask me why. Calicera token. Your next attack with stealth this turn gets +3. Go again. It's a block 3. Works really well. For anyone that's not aware, Graphene is really good. Ripple Away stonks, right? Ripple Away is a good card. Graphene Calicera is a stealth once per turn action, pay 1 attack. When this hits a marked hero, it gets go again. So this card's a little weird because, or when this attacks a marked hero. So you want to have like constant marks for this to be good, but it has no on hit. But the good thing about it is it works with all of your, pretty much all of your reactions. Like it works with Tarantula Toxin, which is really nice both ways. It doesn't work with Take Up the Mantle. It does work with Take Up the Mantle on, well, no, it's attack action cards. So it doesn't work with Take Up the Mantle. Does it work with 2 sides of the blade? Yeah, it does work with 2 sides of the blade, at least on the +3. So you can buff it, right? 1 for 4 go again is pretty good for that value train. We've seen how that can be helpful with stuff like Graven Call. But having one of these would be pretty good in the mid game. Being able to flick away either this dagger or the supposed new one to be able to mark, and then you just equip this. It's going to be a little bit weird with this card because you're going to have to somehow give something go again, so then you can flick a dagger to then equip. Like, you don't want to play this unless you have an open slot. So you're going to have to like go into a turn or break the chain, one or the other. You're going to have the open slot before you play this. So really good card. I think it's pretty good. I like it. I'm going to test it. It might not end up being as good, but pretty cool. These cards are draft cards. We'll skip these. This card is stupid. They give us surgical extraction, slightly conditional surgical extraction, but in rainbow. Makes no sense. Stealth, when it hits a marked hero, they banish a card from their hand. Card's insane. Like, the fact that this is a common is nutty to me. If this would have been a majestic, I would not have cared. This is a good card. Say it like Chelsea Alyssa Sarah. It's a beautiful name for a baby spire. That's a good one. No, people were like roasting me in my video. I'm like, look, dog, I'm a country boy from the sticks of Virginia up in the Blue Ridge Mountains. I didn't say words like that growing up. So this card is insane. If this would have been Majestic, I would not have cared. But that card's nuts. Yeah, actually insane. Reaper's Call is really cool. I think this actually will be really good in blue. Personally. Let me look up really fast. I'll say I have to respond to somebody. Okay. I think this is really good in blue. Like being able to mark someone instant speed could be really useful. It's kind of like the, just like a utility blue that also can get buffed in a pinch when you need to. So I really like the card. Only at blue though. This card's really cool. Two sides to the blade. Carolina did a crazy job with the cosplay of this. Go check it out. You only can choose one. Target dagger gets +3. So it's a 1 for 3, which is a little bit below rate. Or target attack action card with stealth gets +3. And when it hits a hero, mark them. This card's really cool. It is a common. I think this is more of just like a solid limited card. I don't think this will be in a list. Because you only can choose one and because it costs one. Like your other reactions just do more. I wish this would say choose both, but that's kind of what Tarantula Toxin's role is, right? Like this is just a worse Tarantula Toxin, to be honest, since you only can choose one. So it probably won't be in the list. I think I put it on my list just to have it as a placeholder. Yeah, I did. But it probably won't end up being in like a tuned list. That's just my opinion. There's just other better reactions. Yeah, I agree. Poopy. It's going to be a 3 of a blue. For Reaper's Call. And then you have Graphene. We talked about it. So, really, really good. For me, the list means absolutely nothing. I literally just have this in here to... I had this in here originally as like a placeholder for me to like figure things out. But this is what I'm looking at so far. It's not too crazy. Pretty simple. We're at what? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. We're at 24 blues. We might end up going down to 21. Exposed might not end up needing to be in the list. And if that's the case, it gives us a little bit more room to play with some other stuff. I definitely want to have a good amount of 1 powers because I want to be able to utilize Nick really well. Just the Nick, by the way, on Mark of the Black Widow. Absolutely insane. E-Strike might actually make its way back in the list just to have a little bit more action point economy. Something like this. Where'd it go? Is it in the maybe? No, it's up here. Because we have some stuff down here. It's pretty good. Spreading Plague might end up being a really good addition. Because people were going to want to block your stuff. But right now I have 57 in the main board. Whatever you want to call it. Pretty simple. Cards like Infiltrate, I really like. I just love Infiltrate. And the fact that I can buff this with additional on hits just makes it even better. Mark of the Black Widow, almost all out running 9 of this because it's that good. Having 9 surgical distractions in your deck sounds really good to me. But we're sticking with 6 right now. But yeah. And we're at 3, 6, 9, 12 attack reactions in the deck. It's a lot. I just realized that a lot of Syndra cards are red only. That's going to help a lot with my 0 deck building knowledge. Here's hoping I don't have to sell my liver for equipment suite. Looking for Scraps definitely could be in there, DJ. I just haven't put it in yet. This isn't like a set list whatsoever. I was mainly just putting in the assassin stuff and the new stuff. You could definitely put in Looking for Scrap. It's always a solid addition. Totally agree with you there. The thing with this list, and I'm not saying this has something to do, well, it does have something to do with Looking for Scrap, but not just that card specifically, is because all of your demi heroes care about discarding assassin cards, you're going to have to be really careful with how many non-assassin cards you have in your deck. Because you don't want to have, like, I don't want to go into a Black Widow turn where my hand is E-Strike, Looking for a Scrap, whatever. Like, and then you have like a Reaper's Call and something else, and you're like, well, I can't really like utilize Black Widow's effect, right? Now your opponent doesn't know that, but you just gotta be careful with stuff like that. Yeah, Hurl's very good. I think if you're gonna run Hurl, you just run Bite. That's just my opinion. But yeah, you could run Hurl as well. But yeah, super excited about this. As far as the Syndra cards, I know some people want me to talk about Ninja. I just don't like Draconic Ninja as much. I totally understand people's excitement because she has some pretty stupid cards. I was watching Aggro Blaze. Please go check him out. He does amazing like streaming stuff. Just do some fun games with like the Syndra cards that have been coded. And there's some really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. But like this 1 for 7 even though it's just like a rare is pretty cool. This card's just not even fair. Like, so the biggest one I saw is Wrath of Retribution. That's the one everyone's talking about. Legendary. This costs 1 less to play for each Draconic chain link you control. When this attacks, daggers you control get +1. And costs 1 less to activate this combat chain. So, like, in theory, you could do, like, hold up. Let me look at the line. Make sure I remember it. Give me 1 second. I'll tell you what the line was. Yeah, so what you'll do is you'll play Art of the Dragon first. When this attacks, if it's Draconic, it gets go again. And the next 3 Draconic cards you play a turn cost 1 less to play. So you use like a fealty token on Art of the Dragon Blood. And then you go Spreading Flames, which costs 1 less. So that's 3. Then, yeah, so you do Art of the Dragon using a fealty, Spreading Flames for free. Then you play Wrath. It costs 1 less from Art of the Dragon Blood. Then it costs 2 less for the 2 chain links you control. So that's for free. Comes in for 3 as well. So you got 4, 3, 3. And then you dagger twice for free. Both daggers will come in for 2. Because of the Spreading Flames, you're going to have to pay 1 for it. For the second dagger. Activate Syndra for free. Play or not even activate Syndra for free. Here was the line: Art of the Dragon Blood, Spreading Flames, Wrath of Retribution. Then it says this costs 1 less for each one. Daggers control costs 1 less to activate this combat chain. You play both daggers for free. Then you end your 4-card hand with Blood Runs Deep. Where is it? Oh my gosh! This costs 1 less to play for each Draconic chain link you control. When this attacks a hero, each dagger you control this way deals 1 damage to him. If it's dealt this way, the dagger is hit. Destroy the daggers. So you destroy the 2 daggers you just used. And since this turn they cost 1 less from Wrath, then you dagger again. So it goes like 4, 3, 3, 3, 3. It's like 24 damage off a 4-card hand. 26 if Blood Runs Deep hits. Like super crazy. Hopefully I did that right. But basically, like, Art of the Dragon Blood Spreading Flames into this is absolutely insane. It's just like straight gas. The bite doesn't have go again, preventing you from converting hands on offense as easily. I think Curl is quite flexible. Still assassin card. That is true, Scrib. I just don't like 2 blocks in assassin, but that's just the way I play. But if you're wanting to play a more aggressive list, I can 100% see it. Yeah, I agree, DJ. You're still going to have to probably have E-Strike in the list. Looking for Scrap's a little bit harder. You did a similar turn yesterday, Armada, and tested. Yeah, she's going to be pretty nutty. She's going to be hard to deal with, I think. I think Syndra's going to be very, very good, which sucks because Draconic Ninja is not as much my thing. But I think she's going to be very good. Did anyone think Assassin was underpowered, though, with this set? I don't think they're underpowered. New's just really good, Devin. But, like, before New, like, Assassin, like, yes, Uziri won Pro Tour. Shoma is an amazing player. But, like, before New, Assassin was kind of, like, just a counter class, right? And then I don't really... This sounds stupid to say, but it's just how I view it. I don't view Assassin as being powerful. I view Misveil as being powerful, right? Like, it's not, like, New... You know what I mean? Like, it's just Misveil. The Syndra line seems so sick. So happy she is album coming in. Yeah, you'll enjoy her, Dylan. Draconic's a really fun way to start. You did it without Art of the Dragon Blood, though. That makes sense. Draconic Ninja is a lot more fun than the last one. She's much more unique. Yeah, she does have more like fun, unique lines with Flick Knives, keeping like Mask of Momentum alive and stuff like that. So I do agree with you there, Armada. I mean, MST had so many powerful assassin cards. Yeah, it's just like Misveil. It's not so much assassin. It's just Misveil. Trust me, no one can wait more. I've not enjoyed playing the game as much because Mistveil is so actually stupid powerful. There's like no reason to play the game competitively, in my opinion, if you're truly caring about just competitive thought processes, unless you're playing a Mistveil here. You're just wasting your time. Like, yeah, you might have a good run. We had 2 Viscerize in the last top 8, but when push comes to shove into the day, if you're not playing a Mistveil hero as a competitive player, you're wasting your time. Unless you just really like playing a different hero. What was I going to do? Oh, I was going to look at, where are you at? Living Legend leaderboard. So Zen just won a Battle Hardened, so Zen should be at like, or maybe that's kind of what Zen just did. Zen's at 895. Fi's going to creep up quick. Fi's getting some good upgrades. Enigma's at 690 and he's at 585, so. Quit the game for 4 weeks. No, I get that, Damien. I get that. It can be kind of daunting with all the Mistveil stuff. Yeah, Dylan, Mistveil. So the most powerful set in Flesh and Blood history, definitely in my opinion, is still Monarch in terms of hero ceiling. Like, you just can't contend with Prism Chain. Or not Monarch, Tails. Sorry. Tails. You can't contend with like Lexi Oldheim and Briar. Just like from a ceiling perspective, Lexi didn't quite get there until she got some outsider help. However, just the ceiling of all 3 of those heroes, you're not going to beat it. But in terms of meta, like, dominance, nothing's capped Mistveil. I play Labaya and was in New and Vis being the only heroes I see nowadays. I don't. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Syndra's very good. I think she'll be really fun to watch. I'm excited to see her played. I just won't. I'm gonna be focusing on an assassin mainly, unless Syndra is just that broken and you're gonna have to play her. Then I'm okay playing a broken ninja, but I'm more excited about this stuff. When's the Attack Action Podcast spoiler coming out? Bump, bonk. No. We have a couple coming out. H&T 230. What was that? Eh? Did not come out yet for them? Yeah. I think this is the creator one. I haven't gotten my package yet, but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 2:30. They haven't came out yet. I was supposed to be at 10 a.m. Oh, that sucks. Attack Action comes out today. Then Mara, Push to Point. We have a lot of spoilers today. We'll have to do another little wrap up probably tomorrow. Pre-nerf Zen, I agree. Well, pre-nerf Zen had the highest ceiling in the history of the game, Tig, but in terms of holistically, like from the set, I would be willing to challenge that, Tig, with pre-errata Briar. Pre-errata Briar was pre-errata with Ball Lightning legal, I think beats Zen still. I could be wrong, but I think that matchup's like truly 50-50. No, we'll get some specific ones, Shrimp. I will say it sucks because it's expensive. Let me pull it up. But if you're going to play Syndra, you're going to have to get Flick Knives. Like, it's just, you're going to have to get Flick Knives. Which right now the card is $83. The card was $19 in October. It is now $83. But if you're going to play Syndra at a competitive level, like if you want to play her just to play her right now, that's totally fine. Like, you don't have to buy this card day one. But if you're looking to play here like it's something above an armory, or like be super competitive at an armory, you're going to need this card. Just going to have to have it. How much is the cold foil? Only 97. If you could nerf Mist, what would you do? Ban Traverse. If you ban Traverse, Mistveil goes drastically down. New doesn't get hit as much, but you just ban Traverse Universe. Traverse Universe shouldn't be in the game, but it's very similar to Crown of Seeds, where it's so integral of the set and the hero's design and the thematics that they're never going to ban it. But it should be. And because it was the first set in Japan, they don't want to ban something in a brand new market like that, so they're not going to. Started playing in the bright lights, and so since Lexi and Jeremiah were gone, we had a great meta. Yeah, it goes in ebbs and flows, Damien. It sucks. I felt that way too at times. Mistveil was very hard for me, and honestly, when Starvo was at his peak, that people that weren't around during that point, sweet God, we had Starvo, OG Prism, Oldheim, and Chain all in the same meta. It was awful. But that was the worst one for me. Are there going to be more Chaos cards revealed like Spurlock, do you think? I think so. I think we might get a couple. We'll see. I don't know what they're doing with the Chaos cards. They might be waiting for the premiere. Because if we look at it, right, because they do such a good job tracking it on this sheet right here. Let's see how this looks on my screen. Yeah. So if you go to February, you can actually like go here and look at the sheet. So we don't know how many Chaos cards are in the set. We really don't know that. We know Chaos Assassin. We're missing number 9, whatever this is, which is so crazy. I think 9. Oh yeah, 9 is. I think 9 is that. Is the dagger, but we won't talk about that. So we look. So we have 2 more sets of rares at Assassin. We have what? 1, 2, 3, 4 commons. We have a lot of Draconic Ninja stuff, Draconic Warrior, Draconic. So this should be Chaos cards, you would think. But it's probably hybrid cards, and then you have generics. Or we might just have hybrids. Yeah, I'm trying not to talk about it, Paul. I'm trying to do the right thing and not talk about it, but I'm pretty sure it's that. That could be someone's spoiler card. That could be a whole host of things. I hate when people leak shit. Like it's exciting in the moment. I get it. And if you want to talk about behind the closed doors, go ahead. But like it sucks. Because it could be someone's card they're trying to spoil. They put a lot of work into it. It sucks. Yeah, Flick Knives is a big one. This card's really cool. I'm not saying this card's good. I think it's really cool though, and I'm gonna run in Katsu just to have it. When you attack for the 4th time during a turn, you may destroy this. If you do, draw a card at the beginning of your end phase. If you attack less than 3 times this turn, destroy this. So it's definitely more aggro based. But I don't know. I think this is really cool. The weird thing about this card is though, you can't just play this card by itself. That's the only really downside, because if you play this at the beginning of your end phase, if you've attacked less than 3 times this turn, destroy it. It would just destroy itself. So you have to attack and then end with this in order to get it like online. But I think it's a really cool card. I like it. Oh, was it? It's Calming Breeze? Yeah, I feel it's really bad, Poobie. I just wanted to play it. Calming Breeze. Why have I not seen that yet? Or have they just not updated it? Let me go to their Blue Sky, see if they put it on there. Pitch Perfect. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's on their YouTube. Okay. Ooh. Sorry it's loud, y'all. I apologize. I have no way of like turning this down either. Yeah, let's mute it for 2 seconds. I want to see what it looks like. Give me 1 second, y'all. Know it's awkwardly quiet. I wanted to see the card. I was really excited to see it. Oh, here it is. Calming Breeze. Is it a reprint of it? I didn't know that. Oh, yeah, this was a card, was it? The next 3, but they changed it a little bit. They put it as a YouTube short. That's cool, though. That's sick. I'm trying to actually, like... Sorry, y'all. My ADHD is now telling me I have to do this in this very moment. And if I don't, I'm going to short circuit. So, y'all just bear with me for 2 seconds. Okay, I can actually go up on theirs. Here. Here. I'm trying to do it where I can actually see the whole card. The next 3 times you would be dealt damage this turn, prevent 1 of that damage. Oh, so it just is like... Is that what Calming Breeze originally said? I thought there was a Calming Breeze for this. Man, I'm crazy. Anyway, okay, ADHD has subsided, y'all. I have apologized. Whenever I get on something, I got to keep going, you know what I mean? Okay, let's unmute this now. You'll PM it to me on Discord? Oh, sick. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's go. Thank you. Now I can actually show it off. Next 3 times you'll be dealt damage this turn, prevent 1 of that damage. That's really good against like kunai and stuff. That's actually not too bad. It's almost like a mini Zen State token. Like, it's not quite that powerful, obviously, but it's pretty close. That's cool. I like that. That is sick. They did a really cool job on their spoiler video, too. I had it on board for 6 turns, then finally drew a Be Like Water. Do you think Prowess could help? Do you think Prowess could help in a Grani Guardian matchup? Potentially. I don't know if it's quite worth it, but I just love the artwork. Like, I want this in foil. It's kind of like Brush Off, but instead of 1 instead of 3 and 3 instead of 1. Yeah, true. I thought there was a Calming Breeze in the game before. Maybe I'm just nuts. Like, wasn't there something that even had the word breeze in it? No, I guess not. Yeah, maybe I'm just crazy. Okay, I'm just crazy, y'all. Don't just ignore me. What do y'all think of these gem packs? I think that's pretty cool. Each gem pack's gonna have 1 regular print, 1 premium foil, rainbow foil, cold foil, or marble, 1 art card, 50 cards per carton, 32 card set. That's interesting. I think they're pretty nice. Also, I'm not a warrior player, so someone might actually make it into a Cilio deck. Oh, true. That actually would be a pretty good thing for a Cilio. Please tell me why people are down on Fang. I don't understand it. Having this be for free, attack for free. If you play a trunk card this chain, this gets +1 go again. Like 0 for 2 go again. How is this not like a thing? Like, I know fealty can pop, like I get it, but it's so, I just feel like it's so good because fealty reads the instant destroy this next attack action card you play this turn is Draconic at the beginning of your end phase. If you haven't created a fealty token or played a Draconic card this turn, it destroys. So once you get the 3 fealty tokens, just keep playing Draconic cards, and you have free 0 for 2 go again weapons. I don't understand why people think this hero is going to be bad. Gym packs are sick. I think they could help pull people to play. I agree, Matthew. I agree. I think it's such a step up from what they're doing right now. Not that even what they're doing right now is that bad, because I love the playmats and stuff, but Gym packs are dope. I like how it's 50 a month, so they can hand out a few each week, raffle a bunch. Yeah, like for us, it's gonna be interesting because like we don't have like an insanely big group, but we have actually grown now to where at my closest store, the End Games, the one that y'all saw in my spoiler video at the start, we have on any given night 15 people. So that's gonna run out if you give everyone one. After like the third week. So it's going to be interesting, but hopefully they just give them multiple based off the size of your armories. I didn't talk about Arachne Huntsman, Lewis. I think Arachne Huntsman is sadly deceased. I feel bad for saying that. I will still play Arachne Huntsman because I love that deck. But because Fang is a warrior and warrior players will believe they are up only when they are truly best deck in the format for longer than a few months. I agree with that. This is just so good. Like, once you get the 3 fealty tokens, this comes in for free. And then you can play stuff like Affirm Loyalty. Gets +2 if you control 2 or more Draconic language. Create a fealty token. Like, all of a sudden, your weapons are just going to start coming in for free and you can attack react them. Like, how is this not good? Did they confirm it? Did they spoil it? Can I talk about it now? Can I talk about it now, Taylor?
Or balaclava.
Okay, they did. Thank goodness. I'm not going to talk about it here. It's actually a great time to end the stream. I wish you could raid people on YouTube. Go to Attack Action Podcast right now and watch their content. Because this is sick. Why can you not raid on stream? On YouTube. It's so dumb. You can do it on Twitch. How to raid on YouTube easy. Let me watch this. Oh, I can set it that way. Okay, you can. You just have to like pre-do it. Hold up, y'all. What we're going to do, I'm going to set this up really fast, and then we're going to go to the Attack Action Podcast, because they do really cool stuff, and I think they deserve to get some love. Community. Managing moderators. How do you do it? How do you do it exactly? I don't know how this works. Oh, it's in the settings. Okay, let's see if we can do this, y'all. Hopefully they're going to be sitting there talking for a second. Apologies if I'm not answering chat right away. I wish this was easy as it is on YouTube. I guess there's no real way to do it right now. Maybe it's in customization? Yeah, it is. Okay, here we go. Sick. The attack. Where's their video? Is it right here? Yeah. Oh, I can't redirect to them. They won't let me. So I'm just going to put it. Well, they don't have their stuff correct. That sucks. I'll talk to people that I want to redirect to them and do it that way. It just sucks that you can't do it naturally. You know what I mean? Like, let people support people, you know? Well, here's the link, y'all. This is a good time for me to go because we've talked about a lot. Hunter's Clave is really good. I'm going to wait till tomorrow to talk about it. We will do a video. I'll do a video on it tonight and release it. But I want other people to go support these homies. Where is... I'm like trying to do this so quickly. It's very, very hard. Cool. I wish I could like hashtag raid or something. That'd be cool. Can I do that? Nope, doesn't do it. Well, there's their video link. Please go watch them, y'all. I can't raid them, sadly. It won't let me redirect to them. But if y'all could go watch them, drop in, say hi to them, hang out with them. They're good people. I love watching their podcasts. Taylor and them are good people, so definitely go check it out. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. I know it was a short stream. Nothing too crazy. Only went about over an hour. Just wanted to kind of talk through the cards, but we're getting more cards, so we'll talk about more tomorrow, and I'll also be putting out a video talking about each card just so y'all can watch it casually if you missed the first part of the stream. Thank y'all so much. Y'all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see y'all next time.